Good evening. My name is Brad Squeakley. I represent the Minister, and the Minister has a statement for the people of Esperance. I shall read that statement, and I am prepared to answer questions afterwards. Thank you. It is with great regret that Esperance has had to endure the hardships it has had in the last few months. Mistakes have been made, and while many of those mistakes could have been avoided, many could not have. I will deal with each issue individually in the hope that you, the people of Esperance, will better understand the matters at hand. Firstly, and most importantly, many birds who once flew the skies over Esperance with freedom in their eyes are no longer in a position to flap their wings. Many thousands of those birds are no longer with us. While the contamination of the local air may have been a factor, our independent research has found that many of these birds were heavy smokers. While there is legislation in place prohibiting birds from purchasing cigarettes over the counter, the government cannot be held accountable for unscrupulous retailers who are happy to make a quick buck out of a feathered community keen for their nicotine fix. The facts are these. Some birds will continue to smoke and some birds will continue to die. It's a hard fact birds will continue to make choices which will have a negative impact on their health. The government cannot be held accountable for things that are out of their control. On the issue of heavy metals being found in the air and then subsequently on the ocean floor of the bay, the answer is simple: gravity. Yes, gravity. If there had never been such a scientific phenomenon, none of this heavy metal would have dispersed so freely into the atmosphere or descended to rest on the ocean floor. No government can be blamed for something invented by scientists to suit their scientific needs. What the government can do, however, is devise legislation to restrict the influence of gravity on this small community. The Minister can and will devise policy immediately to restrict gravity's influence. You can be assured of this. Furthermore, can I say this? It was never the intention of the government or the Port Authority to export lead. We were never even aware that we were exporting lead. We thought we were exporting bread. It was always our impression that birds were falling from the sky through random inhalation of yeast and poppy seeds, not heavy metal dust. Surely the community would understand how an innocent misunderstanding like this might take place. Bread is a basic commodity. Bringing such a product to town in open carriages would surprise few. To find out later that lead was in fact the culprit was as much a shock to us as it was to you, the people of Esperance. Finally, there have been many incompetent decisions made by people who have been placed in positions of authority. To say sorry would be too simple. For those people to resign would only help matters. No, there's only one decent thing to do, and that is to press on with public inquiries, forums, press statements which evade the point and point the finger until eventually a document is published which will say very little, but hopefully the matter will be finally put to rest. Thank you. That ends the Minister's statement. I am happy to answer questions.